Mr. Money Mustache had an article called Outrageous Optimism years ago. That just spoke to me. I'll link the article below. His blog is one of the first I started reading when I started planning for retirement about 10 years ago. He said your life is going to continue to increase in awesomeness over time if you're crazy enough to believe it. He said optimism is a secret weapon, and I believe it. He said we're good at seeing what might go wrong. Fear-mongering is very, very common. People say to me, you can't retire on $500,000. Yes, I can. People say to me, you can't be happy single. Yes, I can. I can be happy single or in a relationship. They say, you can't successfully manage your own retirement portfolio. Yes, I actually can. To those people, I say, watch me. Do you know how many times I've heard somebody say, if so-and-so doesn't win the election or does win, the United States will be doomed. Or we're headed for a market crash, or we're headed for a market correction. Maybe, maybe not. No one can predict that. We've all heard of the glass half empty or the glass half full. We need to pause and think when we hear the doom and gloomers, and instead of saying, I can't do this, say, how can I do this? I tend to approach things from there's a way, I just have to figure it out. I believe in karma. If you put out positive vibes, they'll come back to you. Pay it forward. Optimism forces us to not focus on things we can't control. Optimism is hopefulness and confidence about the future. Not worrying about the things you can't control allows you to focus on the things you can control. I just don't have the energy for things beyond my control. I was able to save more money than many pessimists thought possible, and I was able to retire early. I have wonderful friends and family, and my health is good. When it comes to health and well-being, the mind controls the body way more than we know. And I'm happy almost all the time. I think positive thinking and my attitude has something to do with this. I also think gratitude is huge. I try to be thankful every day for all the little things. I'm so blessed in my life, and I just appreciate all the little things. Feeling positive is a gift. Positive mindset also attracts other positive thinking people, which are way more pleasant to be around. If you're an empath, you especially want to avoid being around negative people. I know I'm lucky in many ways, but everyone has their fair share of things that go wrong and could have held you back. There are things that have happened in the last decade that I wish had turned out differently. But by being outrageously optimistic, I'm able to focus on what I can do and see potential in the future. Life will give you setbacks, but do you give up or do you adapt and move forward? The tougher things get, the more determined I am to see things through. When someone tells me I can't do something, it makes me more determined to do it. I was focused on becoming financially independent, and I got there. Then I was focused on retiring early, and I did that. Now I'm focusing on my relationships with friends and family and my health. What I'm not spending my time and energy on is the doom and gloomers, the negative Nancys. The ones who are quick to tell you why your idea isn't going to work. I'm a lifelong optimist. I always hope for the best, but I do also have a backup plan. Optimism is best paired with resourcefulness. I believe in working on both. Expect the best, but also be prepared for the worst. I haven't yet had to use my backup plans. But if I ever do, it won't be such a big deal because I'm prepared for emergency situations. I'm an optimist, but not a blind optimist. There's a difference. I understand that sometimes things don't work out, so that's why we have contingency plans with the hope that they won't be needed. In saving for retirement, for example, an optimist sees a setback as temporary, where a pessimist might see it as a reason to give up. I've actually heard people say they're not saving for retirement or planning to ever retire because it's impossible. An optimist sees a goal like saving for retirement as difficult, but doable with the right focus. But a pessimist would see it as impossible, so why even bother? Optimists tend to stay in motion, especially when things get hard. They believe effort changes outcomes, and setbacks aren't walls, they're puzzles. Optimistic outlooks lead to a healthier retirement. Pessimism and depression are stressors that have a negative physical effect. Stress does terrible things to our bodies. One of the reasons I wanted to retire early is because work stress was starting to affect my health. While you can be concerned, try not to let stress overtake you. It can eat you up from the inside. So attempt to ground yourself in what you can still control and who you can connect with. Keep going, hang in there and wait. Doom scrolling won't fix anything. Retirement savings go up and down over the years. My advice is to find a way to just be happy and write it out. Will it help anything to worry about running out of money, the market crashing, or healthcare costs going up? No. Worrying doesn't help anything. It only causes you to be unhappy. Should you have a plan for these things? Of course you should. Backup plans and emergency plans are very important. Hopefully you never have to use them, but they're there if you do. Worrying about running out of money in retirement doesn't help anything, but creating a solid financial plan does. Financial anxiety can negatively affect your mental and physical health. But proactive planning can make you feel more secure and more in control of your future. I want to see everyone be able to retire and be happy. If you're not on track to get where you want to be, make changes. Downsize or change your lifestyle to get more money into your retirement accounts. If you're already retired, it's normal to be nervous about spending money. There are ways to reduce financial anxiety. You could hire a financial advisor or meet with the one you already have. You don't have to hire a financial advisor to manage your money. You can meet with a fee-only fiduciary for a flat fee just to go over your plans. You can use online financial calculators to estimate your cost of living in retirement. The big financial companies have free retirement calculators to help. Bolden has a free version and it's great. That's what I use. They also have a paid version. This lets you plug in what-if scenarios. This might really be worth the money if you're not feeling confident. Also, remember that Social Security has a COLA. They have built-in cost of living adjustments. Figure out your safe withdrawal rate. 4% is pretty common, but to feel safe, you might want to go with something lower. I planned on 3.5%, but I'm actually only needing 2.6% so far. If you're worried about possible long-term care costs, you could figure out how much you think that might be and subtract that number from your portfolio to figure out your safe withdrawal rate. Average long-term care is about 3 years, so if you think it might cost $7,000 a month, you could subtract about $250,000 from your portfolio to figure out your safe withdrawal rate. Or if your house is paid off and worth that much or more, you could plan on selling your house to cover long-term care. You can also buy long-term care insurance. Do the math to ease some of your anxieties. I have an optimistic outlook, even more so now with my portfolio continuing to grow since I retired. Yay for compound growth! I want to make the most of the time I have left. I'm a lifelong optimist and I'm not stopping now. Retirement wasn't forced on me, I ran toward it. All we have in life is time and I won't sell mine anymore. What about you? Are you an optimist, a pessimist, a realist, or some combination of these? If you want to share, feel free to leave a comment. If you're seeing me for the first time, hi, I'm Julie and this channel's Happy on Monday. Thanks for joining me. If you found this helpful, please like. And if you're interested in retiring early, consider subscribing. There are only 2 ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle, and the other is as though everything is a miracle. Hope to see you again soon.